You needed to hear this tonight. Before the world goes quiet and your mind begins to drift, I need you to answer something truthfully. Do you sense that your life is on the verge of transformation, yet nothing has shifted? Like standing at the threshold of a door that refuses to open. There is this sensation in your chest, an unrest that visits you when darkness falls, a knowing that whispers you were designed for something far beyond the patterns your days have fallen into. You have been putting in the effort, changing your thoughts, holding on to hope, consuming content, saving wisdom, speaking affirmations into the mirror. Yet when silence arrives and you are left with only yourself, that familiar question returns. What am I missing? Why does the breakthrough feel so close I can taste it, yet remains just beyond my grasp? If these words resonate, listen carefully to what I am about to tell you. You are not defective. You have not fallen behind. You are not lacking some secret ingredient that others possess. What you are experiencing in this moment is not the sting of failure. It is the sensation of expansion, and expansion only creates pressure when something within you is ready to emerge. I share this because tonight, someone watching needs to understand this before sleep takes them. You have not become trapped. You have entered a pause, and the difference between these two states is everything. Most people believe transformation requires more force, more discipline, more conviction. But this is not how authentic shifts occur. Authentic transformation happens when something deep inside you releases its grip enough to receive what has been waiting. Your consciousness is exhausted right now, not from weakness, but from carrying a version of yourself that no longer fits. Old beliefs about what you deserve, old narratives about how life works, old boundaries you accepted as permanent. You have already outgrown these containers, but you never set them down. This is the source of that heaviness. This is why your drive fluctuates. This is why your ability to manifest feels unstable. You are attempting to construct a new existence using blueprints that no longer align with who you are becoming. Here is the piece of this puzzle most teachers leave out. Your subconscious does not respond to how hard you try. It responds to what feels safe. It responds to what feels familiar. It responds to patterns repeated over time. It allows in whatever feels like home, even when home has been painful. So when struggle has been your normal, when waiting has been your baseline, when so close yet so far has been your pattern, your mind continues recreating these experiences, not as punishment, but as protection. Your mind believes this keeps you safe. This is why manufactured positivity always fades. This is why willpower eventually depletes. This is why you can desire something with every fiber of your being and still feel blocked from receiving it. The obstacle is not in your external world. It is an outdated program still running beneath your conscious awareness. Consider it from this perspective. Your life takes shape based on what your nervous system has been conditioned to expect, not what your conscious mind desires. These expectations determine what you perceive, what you overlook, what registers as possible, what registers as fantasy. Right now, your entire system is calibrated to an earlier version of you, the version that needed to stay guarded, the version that learned caution as survival, the version that was taught not to reach too high. But that version is not who you are anymore. This misalignment is what you are sensing, that restlessness, that impatience, that voice inside you insisting there must be more than this. And you are right. The reason this transmission is reaching you before sleep is because sleep is the gateway. When exhaustion settles in, when your defenses lower, when the analytical mind quiets, this is when your deeper consciousness becomes receptive. You do not need to battle yourself tonight. You do not need to force belief. You do not need to repair anything. You simply need to plant a new instruction when your system is most open to integration. Before we move deeper, I want you to take one slow breath. Not a controlled breath, just a natural one. Allow your shoulders to release. Allow your jaw to soften. Allow your body to understand that vigilance is not required right now. Here is something critical to understand. Manifestation is not about drawing things toward you through force. It is about dissolving the resistance that has been pushing them away. The less tension you hold, the more naturally things flow. The more your system relaxes into trust, the more reality begins meeting you in the middle. This is why breakthroughs often arrive when you stop striving. Not because effort is wrong, but because surrender carries its own intelligence. You were never meant to exist in perpetual tension. You were never meant to chase after alignment. Alignment emerges when you stop fighting yourself. Your only task right now is to allow a new baseline to establish itself. A baseline where things work in your favor. A baseline where support appears when needed. A baseline where progress feels organic rather than forced. Your mind has been trained to scan for threats for so long. It became exceptional at identifying problems. But it can just as easily learn something new. It can learn to scan for opportunities, for synchronicities, for evidence that you are held. And this retraining begins with what you allow to settle into your consciousness before sleep. But here is what most people do not realize about this process. When you have spent years, maybe even decades, conditioning your system to anticipate difficulty, your body has created entire neural pathways dedicated to that expectation. These pathways are like well-worn roads in your brain. Every time you travel them, they become deeper, more automatic, more familiar. Your nervous system does not question whether these roads lead somewhere beneficial. It only knows they feel safe because they are known. This is why you can consciously want something different while unconsciously recreating the same patterns. Your conscious mind is trying to navigate toward a new destination, but your subconscious keeps defaulting to the familiar route. It is not sabotage. It is how your system was designed to function. The brain prioritizes efficiency and survival over happiness and expansion. So when I say you need to introduce a new instruction, I am not talking about affirmations that sit on the surface of your awareness. I am talking about reaching the deeper layers of your operating system, the place where your baseline expectations live. And the most powerful time to access this layer is in the liminal space between waking and sleeping. Think about what happens in your consciousness right before sleep. The logical mind begins to dissolve. The critic grows quiet. The defenses that guard you during the day start to fade. In this state, you are essentially accessing the same brainwave frequencies used in deep meditation. The Theta state where your subconscious becomes highly suggestible. This is not mystical thinking. This is neuroscience. When you are in Theta, the barrier between your conscious intentions and your subconscious programming thins. This is why children absorb information so rapidly during their early years. They spend most of their time in Theta. This is why hypnotherapy works. This is why what you consume before sleep has such a profound impact on your internal world. Your system is literally downloading new information, new possibilities, new expectations. Tonight you are planting something, not through striving, but through allowing. As you lie down later, I want you to gently repeat one simple truth. Do not dissect it. Do not debate it. Just allow it to move through you. I am allowed to experience ease now. Let that statement land. I am allowed to experience ease now. You do not need the mechanics. You do not need a schedule. You do not need evidence yet. Your system simply needs to hear that ease is no longer dangerous. Because here is another layer most people miss. For many of you, ease actually feels threatening. Somewhere along the way, you learned that if things feel too easy, something must be wrong. You learned that you have to earn rest, earn peace, earn good outcomes through suffering. You learned that struggle equals worthiness, and ease equals laziness or delusion. This belief runs so deep that when life starts to flow, when things begin aligning, when opportunity appears without force, your system panics. It interprets ease as a red flag. It creates problems to solve because problems feel normal. It manufactures drama because drama feels like proof you are alive and engaged. But what if ease is not a warning sign? What if ease is actually the frequency of alignment? What if the struggle you have been taught to glorify is simply resistance to your natural state? Consider nature for a moment. Does a tree struggle to grow? Does it force its leaves to photosynthesize? Does it affirm its way into producing fruit? No. It simply receives what it needs: sunlight, water, nutrients, and allows its inherent intelligence to unfold. The growth happens because the conditions are right, and the tree is not resisting its own nature. You are the same. You have an inherent intelligence within you, a blueprint for your expansion, a natural trajectory toward your fullest expression. But unlike the tree, you have been conditioned to doubt this intelligence, to override it, to believe that nothing worthwhile comes without force. So tonight, as you introduce this new instruction, you are not adding something foreign to your system. You are removing the interference that has been blocking what was always meant to flow naturally. If emotion surfaces, welcome it. If resistance appears, observe it without criticism. That is simply the old operating system recognizing its replacement. You are safe. You are held. You are not delayed. This is merely the beginning. Let me say something else that might shift your perspective. The fact that you are feeling this pressure, this restlessness, this sense that something is about to break through, that is not a sign that you are stuck. That is a sign that you are right at the edge of a quantum shift. In quantum physics, there is a principle called quantum tunneling. It describes how particles can pass through barriers that, according to classical physics, they should not be able to penetrate. They do not accumulate enough energy to break through. They simply exist on one side of the barrier, and then suddenly, they exist on the other side. They tunnel through. Your consciousness works the same way. You do not need to accumulate more knowledge, more techniques, more proof. You simply need to allow yourself to exist in the possibility of being on the other side of this barrier. And the moment your system accepts that possibility as real, the shift happens. Not gradually, instantaneously. This is what people mean when they talk about sudden breakthroughs after years of apparent stagnation. The breakthrough was not sudden. The foundation was being built the entire time. But the shift in identity, the shift in baseline expectation, that happens in an instant. One moment you are someone for whom life is difficult. The next moment you are someone for whom life flows. Nothing external changed, everything internal shifted. And here is what makes tonight so significant. You are in the exact energetic state required for this kind of quantum shift. You are tired of the old pattern. You are open to something new. You are in that liminal space between who you were and who you are becoming. This is the most fertile ground for transformation. In the next section, we are going to explore how your attention literally constructs your reality in ways you were never taught, and how to gently redirect it without force so that opportunity begins appearing organically. For now, allow your body to rest. Allow your consciousness to soften. Allow this transmission to work quietly beneath the surface. This needed to reach you tonight. In the first section, you began loosening something that has been constricted for longer than you realize. Not through force, not through effort, but through simple awareness. And that shift alone changes more than your mind can comprehend. Now, I want to speak to you about attention, because attention is the invisible architect of your entire experience. It determines what expands and what contracts, what feels within reach and what feels impossible. And most people are giving it away unconsciously. Your attention has been programmed, not by your choice, but through repetition, through past conditioning, through emotional patterns that once served as protection. And now it operates automatically. You open your eyes and your mind instantly begins its familiar scan, identifying potential problems, cataloging what needs fixing, reviewing what remains incomplete, tracking what you are still waiting to receive. This happens so rapidly you barely register it. But each time your attention locks onto what is missing, it broadcasts a message. This matters. This is truth. This is what we must continue creating. Not because existence is cruel, but because consciousness follows focus. This is why your manifestation feels unreliable. You may speak the right words, but your attention remains anchored to the old story. And consciousness always responds more to what you observe than what you verbalize. Think of attention as a beam of light. Wherever it settles, energy accumulates there. Emotion gathers there. Momentum builds there. When the beam consistently illuminates waiting, you experience more waiting. When it consistently illuminates struggle, you experience more struggle. When it consistently illuminates almost, you remain in almost. But here is what transforms everything. You do not need to dominate your thoughts. You only need to guide your attention. Thoughts will arise and dissolve. This is natural. But attention is a choice, a gentle one, a subtle one you can make moment after moment. Now let me explain why this matters at a deeper level. In quantum mechanics, there is a well-documented phenomenon called the observer effect. It demonstrates that the act of observation actually influences the behavior of particles. When scientists observe quantum particles, those particles behave differently than when they are not being observed. The observer literally collapses the wave function of possibility into a specific reality. Your attention functions the same way. You are not a passive observer of your life. You are an active participant in collapsing infinite possibilities into specific experiences. Every moment, there are countless potential realities existing in a state of superposition, all equally real, all equally available. Your attention is what selects which of these possibilities becomes your lived experience. When you consistently focus on lack, you are collapsing the wave function toward experiences of lack. When you consistently focus on delay, you are collapsing the wave function toward experiences of delay. This is not metaphor. This is how consciousness interacts with the quantum field. Most people live their entire lives never understanding this power. They believe they are observing reality as it is, but they are actually creating reality through the act of observation. And because they have never been taught this, their attention runs on autopilot, defaulting to whatever patterns were installed during childhood, during trauma, during moments when their survival depended on staying alert to danger. Your attention right now is likely calibrated to scan for what could go wrong. This served you at some point. Perhaps there was chaos in your early environment. Perhaps there was unpredictability. Perhaps there were people you could not trust. So your system learned to stay vigilant, to anticipate problems before they arrived, to never fully relax into trust. That strategy kept you safe then, but it is keeping you small now. You can notice where your focus drifts and softly redirect it, not toward forced positivity, not toward pretending, but toward neutrality, toward openness, toward what might be possible, for instance. Instead of asking, "Why is this taking forever?" you can shift to something gentler, something calmer, something like, "Movement is happening even if I cannot see it yet." That single shift signals your system to release emergency mode. It communicates to your body that there is no threat. And when the body releases, consciousness becomes fluid. This is why peace is such a powerful transmission. It signals to reality that you are ready to receive. But let me go deeper into what is happening physiologically when you make this shift. When your attention locks onto perceived threat or lack, your nervous system activates the sympathetic response. Your amygdala, the ancient part of your brain responsible for survival, sends signals throughout your body to prepare for danger. Cortisol floods your system. Your heart rate increases. Your breathing becomes shallow. Blood flow redirects from your digestive system and prefrontal cortex toward your muscles, preparing you to fight or flee. In this state, you are literally operating from the most primitive part of your brain. Higher cognitive functions go offline. Creativity shuts down. Long-term thinking becomes impossible. You enter survival mode, and in survival mode, you can only recreate what you already know. There is no space for new possibilities. There is no space for quantum shifts. Now contrast this with what happens when you gently redirect your attention toward openness, toward possibility, toward something is moving even if I cannot see it. Your nervous system begins to shift into parasympathetic mode. The vagus nerve signals safety throughout your body. Cortisol levels drop. Your heart rate variability increases, which is a marker of resilience and adaptability. Blood flow returns to your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for imagination, planning, and creative problem solving. In this state, you are no longer in survival mode. You are in creation mode. And in creation mode, your consciousness can access possibilities that do not exist within your known patterns. You can receive downloads of insight. You can notice opportunities you would have overlooked. You can magnetize experiences that match this new frequency. This is not spiritual bypassing. This is not denying reality. This is understanding that your physiology directly shapes what you can perceive and receive. And you have far more control over your physiology than you have been taught. Right now, your nervous system functions as the gatekeeper. When it senses urgency, threat, or pressure, it keeps the door partially closed. But when it senses safety, it opens fully. You have likely noticed this pattern before. Things align when you stop obsessing. Messages arrive when you stop checking. Solutions emerge when you stop forcing. This is not random. This is coherence. Coherence is a state where your heart, brain, and nervous system synchronize. Research from the HeartMath Institute has shown that when you enter coherence, your electromagnetic field becomes more organized and expands. This field extends several feet beyond your body, and it interacts with the fields of other people and with the broader quantum field of possibility. When you are in coherence, you literally become magnetic, not metaphorically, scientifically. Your organized field begins to attract experiences, people, and opportunities that match that frequency. This is why people often describe feeling like they are in the flow or in the zone during periods when everything seems to align effortlessly. If this resonates with you, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel so this frequency continues finding you. But coherence cannot exist in the presence of chronic stress, anxiety, or vigilance. Your system must feel safe enough to move out of protection mode and into connection mode. And this is where the practice I am about to share becomes essential. So tonight, I want you to practice something simple. Not constantly, not flawlessly, just gently. When you notice your attention being pulled toward worry, do not resist it. Do not condemn it. Simply redirect it. Like guiding a child back to center. Bring your focus to your breathing, or the sensation of support beneath you, or the simple fact that you are here, still present, still willing. This trains your system to remain in the now, and the now is where clarity resides. Let me give you a specific technique that combines everything we have discussed. Before you sleep tonight, place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Feel the rise and fall of your breath. Do not try to control it. Just observe it. As you breathe, bring your attention to the area of your heart. Imagine that you are breathing directly through your heart center, drawing breath in through this space, releasing breath out through this space. As you do this, silently repeat, "I am supported even in stillness." Do not force the feeling. Do not perform the emotion. Just state it gently and allow your body to respond however it responds. You might feel warmth in your chest. You might feel a subtle release of tension. You might feel nothing at all. All of these responses are valid. What you are doing in this practice is creating a new neural pathway, a new association between the feeling of safety and the state of stillness. You are teaching your system that you do not need to be in motion, in control, or in effort to be supported. Support can exist even when you are doing nothing. This is revolutionary for a nervous system that has been conditioned to believe that rest equals vulnerability and stillness equals stagnation. Another element that carries more weight than most realize is expectation, not hope, expectation. Hope looks toward the future. Expectation assumes. When you unconsciously expect disappointment, you prepare for it, you brace for impact, you hold tension. And that tension becomes the lens through which you interpret everything. Your expectations are not neutral predictions. They are active instructions to your subconscious about what to create. When you expect difficulty, your subconscious scans your environment for evidence of difficulty. And because you are looking for it, you find it. Not because difficulty is more present than ease, but because your attention is tuned to that frequency. It is like adjusting a radio dial. The radio waves for every station are already present in the air around you. You are not creating them by tuning in. You are simply selecting which frequency you want to amplify and receive. Your expectations work the same way. They determine which frequency of experience you tune into. Now, what we have explored tonight touches the surface of something much deeper, the complete architecture of how consciousness broadcasts and receives reality. If you are feeling the pull to understand the full system behind these frequency shifts, from breaking free from survival static to embodying the master frequencies that create effortless manifestation, I have put together everything in Beyond the Frequencies, a quantum guide to consciousness mastery. It walks you through the 9 frequencies that take you from unconscious transmission to living as the field itself, with practices that go far beyond what we can cover here. It's linked in the pinned comment below. But when you begin expecting small victories, neutral outcomes, incremental progress, your body releases, and relaxed systems become receptive. You do not need to expect miracles. Simply expect things to work out more often than they do not. That is sufficient. Here is a practice to shift your expectations at a subconscious level. Every evening this week before sleep, recall 3 things that went better than expected that day. Not things that went perfectly, not major victories, just 3 small moments where reality was kinder than you anticipated. Maybe the traffic was lighter than usual. Maybe someone smiled at you. Maybe you found something you thought you had lost. These micro moments of positive deviation from your negative expectations are like cracks in the old program. Each time you acknowledge them, you widen those cracks. You create space for a new baseline to establish itself. You teach your subconscious that positive surprises are possible, that ease can exist, that support is available. Take a moment and share in the comments. What old expectation are you ready to release tonight? What new baseline are you choosing to establish? Over time, this practice rewires your expectation setting. Your system begins to anticipate positive deviation as normal rather than exceptional. And when your system expects something different, it creates something different. Your consciousness is listening with unusual clarity at night, when the noise dissolves, when the defenses drop, when the beam of attention softens. So before sleep tonight, allow your attention to rest on this truth. I am supported even in stillness. Allow that to be the final message your system receives. You might sense a subtle shift, a wave of calm, or perhaps nothing at all. Both are valid. Transformation does not always announce itself. What matters is that you are reconditioning your attention to feel safe in uncertainty. And uncertainty is where new possibilities exist. Because here is what most people do not understand about uncertainty. They have been taught to fear it, to avoid it, to seek certainty at all costs. But uncertainty is not the enemy of manifestation. Certainty is. When you are certain about how your life will unfold, you close the door to anything outside that narrow vision. You eliminate possibility in favor of predictability. But when you can hold uncertainty without anxiety, when you can exist in the unknown without collapsing into fear, you open yourself to outcomes you could never have imagined. You allow life to surprise you with solutions better than anything your limited perspective could have designed. This is what faith actually means. Not blind belief, not ignoring reality, but trusting that there is an intelligence orchestrating your life that has access to information you do not. Trusting that when you cannot see the path forward, the path is still unfolding. Trusting that uncertainty is not a void, but a field of infinite potential. In the final section, we are going to explore identity, the version of yourself you believe you are embodying, and how that belief silently determines what you allow into your experience. For now, rest. Allow your attention to drift. Allow your system to learn a new rhythm. This is unfolding even when you cannot perceive it. If you have remained present until this point, it is because something within you is prepared to shift. Not dramatically, not instantaneously, but in a way that endures. Before we move into identity, I want you to take a moment right now. Pause this video. Look around the room you are in. Notice how your attention has been so focused on these words, on these concepts, that you almost forgot you were in a physical space. This is the power of focused attention. It can make your immediate environment disappear. It can make time disappear. It can make your problems disappear. Not because they cease to exist, but because they cease to occupy your conscious awareness. Now take a moment and comment below with this phrase: I am allowing ease to find me. This is not just a comment. This is a declaration to the quantum field. This is you consciously interrupting the old loop and announcing a new instruction. The act of writing it, of speaking it into form, creates a different resonance than merely thinking it. Do this now before we continue. In this final section, I want to speak to you about identity. Not the roles you perform, not your name or your past, but the quiet character you believe you are playing in this life. Every moment you are operating from an identity. Even when you are resting, even when you are waiting, there exists a version of you that feels known. And your consciousness works tirelessly to maintain that version's consistency. Your identity is not who you actually are. It is who you have agreed to be based on accumulated evidence from your past. Every experience you have ever had has contributed data to this identity formation. Every success, every failure, every moment of praise, every moment of criticism, your subconscious has been taking notes, building a profile, constructing an identity. And once this identity solidifies, it becomes a filter through which all new experiences must pass. Your subconscious asks, does this match who we believe we are? If yes, accept it. If no, reject it, distort it, or ignore it. This is why people often sabotage themselves right at the edge of breakthrough. The breakthrough would require them to become someone they do not recognize as themselves, and the subconscious would rather maintain consistency than allow expansion. When you identify as someone for whom life is difficult, existence presents challenges. When you identify as someone who is perpetually almost there, existence keeps you in almost. Not because you deserve this, but because it feels familiar. Consciousness values familiarity over happiness. Think about how this plays out in your daily life. You receive a compliment, and instead of accepting it, you deflect it or dismiss it. Why? Because accepting it would conflict with your identity as someone who is not worthy of praise. You receive an opportunity, and instead of moving toward it with confidence, you hesitate or create obstacles. Why? Because seizing it would conflict with your identity as someone for whom things do not work out easily. Your identity is running the show, and most of the time, you are completely unaware of it. This is why change can feel uncomfortable, even when it is beneficial. It asks you to release who you have been, and that can register as loss. But here is the truth that changes everything. You are not losing yourself. You are upgrading yourself. Identity is not permanent. It is reinforced. And what reinforces it most is repetition, not of words, but of experiences you allow yourself to fully receive. When you constantly minimize victories, they do not integrate. When you dismiss support, it evaporates. When you question every positive development, your system never fully accepts it. Let me share something that might feel confronting, but is essential to understand. You are addicted to your current identity, not because it serves you, not because it makes you happy, but because it is familiar. Your nervous system has associated this identity with survival. Any deviation from it triggers a subtle alarm, a sense that something is wrong, a pull back toward the known. This is why affirmations alone rarely create lasting change. You can repeat "I am abundant" 10,000 times, but if your identity is anchored in scarcity, your subconscious will find ways to maintain that scarcity. Not to punish you, but to keep you consistent with who it believes you are. The shift happens when you update the identity itself. And you update identity through a combination of new information and new evidence. Tonight, I want you to consider something gently. What if you gave yourself permission to be the version of you for whom things work out? Not eventually, not after one more sign, but now, in small moments. This does not mean pretending. It means responding differently. It means when something aligns, you allow it to matter. You allow it to register. You stop saying "that was just luck" or "that will not last." You say quietly, "I acknowledge this." This is how identity transforms, through permission. Your subconscious learns from evidence, and evidence does not need to be dramatic. It simply needs to be acknowledged. This is why gratitude creates transformation. Not because it is polite, but because it trains your system to recognize support. When you notice what is working, your consciousness begins expecting more of it. Here is a powerful practice for identity shifting. Every night this week before sleep, complete this sentence in writing. Today I was someone who, and then fill in the blank with a quality or action that reflects your desired identity. Not who you wish you were, who you actually were, even in a small moment. Today I was someone who chose peace over reaction. Today I was someone who received support gracefully. Today I was someone who trusted the process. Today I was someone who noticed abundance. You are not fabricating. You are selectively highlighting evidence that already exists, but has been overlooked because your old identity was not programmed to notice it. Over time, this practice builds a new archive of evidence. Your subconscious begins to recognize, "Oh, we are someone who does this now. This is who we are becoming." And as this new identity solidifies, your external reality begins to shift to match it. Not because the universe is rewarding you, but because you are now collapsing different possibilities from the quantum field. You are tuning into a different frequency. You are allowing yourself to receive what has always been available, but was previously invisible to you. So before sleep tonight, I want you to reflect on one thing that aligned recently. Even something minor, a moment of relief, a kind exchange, a task completed. Allow yourself to feel it for several seconds. That sensation is significant. That is the sensation your system is learning to recognize as baseline. Do not rush past this. Most people catalog their pain with obsessive detail, but glance past their joy as if it means nothing. This habit must reverse. You must become as devoted to noticing what works as you have been to noticing what does not. As you drift towards sleep, repeat this softly. I am someone reality supports. No force required, no emotion necessary, just quiet repetition. Your consciousness is especially open now, especially receptive, especially willing to update its operating system. You do not need to transform your entire existence. You simply need to transform what you accept as possible. From here, things begin reorganizing. People respond differently. Opportunities feel closer. You feel less like you are pursuing and more like you are allowing. Let me tell you what happens when this shift takes hold. You will notice yourself making different choices without consciously deciding to. You will find yourself in different conversations. You will feel drawn to different environments. Your tolerance for dysfunction will decrease. Your capacity for receiving will increase. And none of this will feel forced. It will feel natural, like you are finally becoming who you were always meant to be. This is not imagination. This is how your nervous system responds when it no longer feels the need to protect you from disappointment. You are allowed to expect positive outcomes. You are allowed to receive without earning it. You are allowed to rest without justification. Now, if what I have shared tonight is resonating with something deep inside you, if you can feel this touching a part of you that has been waiting for permission, then I invite you to subscribe. Not just to this channel, but to this frequency. Subscribe to this space where we explore the intersection of consciousness and reality, where we remember that you are not a passive observer, but an active creator, where we come together to elevate our collective understanding. The more of us who embody this truth, the more the world reflects that truth. We are not separate. We are part of a larger field, and when you shift, you create ripples that touch everyone connected to you. Subscribe to stay in this conversation, to continue this exploration, to remain in this frequency of transformation. As sleep approaches, release the need to control what tomorrow brings. Allow your body to do what it knows instinctively. Heal, integrate, recalibrate. When you wake, you may not notice a dramatic difference, but something will feel lighter, quieter, more open. This is how authentic transformation begins. Not with fireworks, not with dramatic revelations, but with subtle shifts in your baseline, with gentle adjustments to your expectations, with quiet updates to your identity. These small shifts compound over time into completely different realities. If this transmission has shifted something in you, consider watching this again tomorrow morning to set the tone for your day. And if you know someone who needs to hear this tonight, share it with them. When you share these principles, you are not just helping them, you are reinforcing your own embodiment of this truth and creating an energetic ripple that accelerates manifestation for both of you. And here is what I want you to understand as you prepare to sleep. The version of you that is lying down tonight is not the same version that will wake up tomorrow. Every moment you are dying and being reborn. Every moment your cells are replacing themselves. Every moment your consciousness is integrating new information. You are not a static being. You are a dynamic process. So allow tonight to be the night where you consciously choose which version of yourself to birth into tomorrow. Allow tonight to be the night where you release your grip on who you had to be and open your hands to receive who you are becoming. Before you go, I want you to drop one word in the comments that captures the energy you are choosing to carry forward from this moment. Not the energy you have been carrying, the energy you are choosing now. This is your signature to the quantum field. This is your declaration. One word. This transmission found you for a reason. Allow it to settle. Allow it to work while you sleep. You are exactly where you need to be, and everything that has brought you to this moment has been preparing you for what comes next. Sleep well, Transform quietly. Wake different. The old version of you needed struggle to feel real. The new version of you understands that ease is your natural state. The old version needed proof before believing. The new version understands that belief creates the proof. The old version waited for permission. The new version gives permission. Tonight, you give yourself permission, and that changes everything. Rest now. Let go now. Become now. Now here is what you need to understand next. The moment you begin recognizing that every emotion you experience is actually a frequency you are broadcasting, your entire relationship with reality transforms. You stop being a victim of your feelings and start becoming the conscious architect of your transmission. This is the missing piece that takes everything we have explored tonight, from theory into lived experience. Understanding how your emotional frequencies are literally shaping what reality delivers back to you.